In my first TikTok video, I documented a police frame job by New Orleans Police Department officers and NOPD task force. Instead of following rule of law and arresting the NOPD task force and officers for their willful criminal misconduct, the NOPD and its task force weaponized surveillance, the Louisiana State Police's State Fusion Center, and the intelligence community against me. So for 29 months, I was targeted, which for 17 of those months, I was monitored 24/7. Law enforcement and the intelligence community sent 4 neighbors who surrounded my residence, east to west. Here you can read, Task Force bring together federal, state, and local law enforcement to share intelligence, spying, and are supported by federal partners who provide staff training and technical assistance. So all 18 branches of the U.S. intelligence community can operate out of any fusion center. With excessive secrecy, no oversight, or no transparency, there can also be privacy violations associated with private sector and military participation. What is the military doing in fusion centers? You do not have to take my word on it. Take Representative Paulina Luna's word. She recently introduced the American Privacy Restoration Act. Her legislation would fully repeal the Patriot Act, a sweeping post 9/11 law that has enabled the unprecedented expansion of government surveillance. For over 2 decades, rogue actors within the U.S. intelligence agencies have used the Patriot Act to create the most sophisticated, unaccountable surveillance apparatus in the Western world. Her legislation will strip the deep state of these tools and protect every American's Fourth Amendment right. It's past time to rein in our intelligence agencies and restore the right to privacy. These are Congresswoman Luna's words. She goes on to say, since being enacted, there have been numerous whistleblower reports on rampant abuse of Patriot Act powers by the U.S. intelligence agencies. Here is NOPD officers implicating Louisiana State troopers having intelligence on me.
Is he gonna bitch out him? Because intelligence might have some.
We definitely need to share this item for sure.
Got all his information. Somebody, you got a phone? Somebody get a phone?
No, we'll take care of it. I can send it, if she send it to me an email, I can send it to the state trooper that has set up with Walter, and she can forward it to Walter even, because he's over there, or Ashley both, because they over there. And they can take care of it from there, because that's who's doing it now.
26 days after this body-worn camera video captured NOPD officers implicating state police having intelligence on me, I captured my neighbor who lived with a 10-year-old child/human shield entering my residence at 3 a.m. while I showered. He had created an illegal covert entrance into my residence and used it to wage a psychological warfare campaign against me. At the time, I had no idea what psychological warfare even was. Here I am, leaving my cell phone in my bedroom recording before I shower. I had a friend staying with me going on 2 months. No one else was in my residence until I began showering. A Himalayan salt lamp is barely on. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. I'd like to take a moment to read part of Louisiana State Police's Criminal Intelligence Unit mission statement. The Criminal Intelligence Unit shall only collect and retain information which is directly related to a legitimate law enforcement purpose. The activities of this unit shall not interfere with the exercise of constitutionally guaranteed rights and privileges of individuals. So once I was aware my neighbor was entering my residence illegally, I called 911 for the first time in my life, twice. Both my calls were dropped. I believe this was due to cellular communication interception technology / cell phone simulator, any device that intercepts mobile telephone calling information or content. It can also mirror your phone and track you. Here's the definition for surveillance. Surveillance, the act of observing or analyzing the movements, behaviors, or actions of identifiable individual. FYI, I never take showers at 3 a.m. So I was in a situation. I had a white girl tripping and fronting because she was embarrassed. I did not want to call 911, only did it to calm the situation. Since that didn't work, I messaged her mom at 3:09 a.m. in the morning. The messenger reads, Athena decided to mess with creepy neighbor. This is video of them while I went to take a shower. I'm not mad, just going to be friends with her. 17 minutes later, he might even be getting in on this side. After surviving without committing any crimes of passion, I went to work. While at work, my neighbors and Athena joined forces and came up with a plan to double down on their bullshit. They sleep deprived me the third, fourth, and fifth. I finally had enough. They were following me room to room, screaming and threatening to grape and disappear me. I got pissed, started slapping the walls with my hand. That made them stop and call the police.
Yep, sure did.
Do you know any of his, what's going on with him?
It's been escalating the last couple of days. He started at 7 a.m., yelling, screaming, banging on the walls. And now it's been, sounds like it's a hammer that he's using on the inside, banging on the inside.
Yeah, he thinks somebody's going into his house through the wall. He's clearly, he's clearly out of it.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm sorry, I need a mask. I'm sorry about that. When he's on medication, he's a great guy. I don't want any harm to him, but my daughter is really scared, so we're concerned.
He's not showing any signs of violence right now. If he was, we could commit him, take him to the hospital, but right now he just seems like he's kind of out of it.
Yep.
There's really not much we could do for him right now.
I understand.
But if he continues to cause any further issues, you can call us anytime, okay?
All right. And like I said, I don't want any harm. Because when he's on medication, he's a great guy.
Here's a screenshot capturing my text message exchanges with the neighbor. On July 17, 2020 at 9:48 p.m. and 172 days earlier, you can read my neighbor returning an ID and debit card he stole out of my residence. I knew something was not right, but he lived with a 10-year-old child. That's why I believed he could not be capable of such nefariousness. Now back to state fusion centers. This is a zip file released in a FOIA request by a state fusion center. At the bottom it reads, Involuntary test subjects experience frequent break and enters at home with clothing, furniture, and business papers sabotaged, modified, or stolen. Psychological warfare research is the likely motive. MKUltra and COINTELPRO are documented factual psychological warfare research programs. Here are 3 documents my neighbor sabotaged by pouring laundry detergent on them. He made it look like a detergent bottle fell over and leaked onto my papers. Here's how I determined my neighbors were sent by a state fusion center.
Did you get a picture of him? Because the Townsends might have. We definitely need to share this item. If she sent it to me in email, I can send it to the state trooper that heads that up.
Because of those 2 statements, I Googled Louisiana State Trooper Intelligence. The Criminal Intelligence Unit was the first website to appear in my search. In the mission statement, LA Safe is mentioned as the investigative support unit. In the overview, I found out that LA Safe, the Louisiana State Police's Fusion Center, provides all investigative elements for the Louisiana State Police. My Google search also made me aware that LA Safe provides operational and criminal intelligence assistance to international law enforcement agencies. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Here is a photo of military intelligence inside a state fusion center in 2010. His patch reads Psychological Operations. What are psychological operations? They are a tactic used in 5th generation warfare. Other tactics include disinformation, misinformation, social engineering, the war on terror, the war on drugs, AI, and fully autonomous systems. In conclusion, I filed another IPM complaint to document the fact police entered my residence without a warrant or my consent. NOPD once again violated my rights by entering my residence and never wrote an electronic police report to document it. The NOPD's internal affairs once again refused to conduct a legitimate investigation on an illegal search that was captured on body-worn camera video. These last 3 screenshots are of NOPD officer body-worn camera views showing NOPD were in my residence without a warrant or my consent. Also, I could not have possibly been hitting the walls with a hammer. Notice there are no holes created from hitting the walls with a hammer.